Welcome. Wow, that was way too preppy. Anyway, welcome to my channel. I'm not entirely sure what's going to be on here. um, I want to say this is my first video, but it's not because I've made random videos in the past. They're all very awkward, so really, I don't encourage to watch them. This is going to be just as awkward, probably. Forgive me if I look a little flushed. I went biking in -1 weather. I know it's not that cold out here, especially when you're biking against the wind and you have a time limit to get to a place. It gets cold. Plus, I didn't have mittens or toque or winter boots. Excuse me. So yeah, I do not have a camera, so I'm sorry if the quality is very crappy. I'm using my phone on a very tiny little tripod thing. I really honestly don't know what this channel is going to be full of. Probably just me rambling about shit half the time. But I've been wanting to do YouTube videos for quite a while. And I've been wanting to, well, do them with an actual camera, but unfortunately I'm so freaking poor that I don't have a camera, so I'm just using my phone. Excuse me. What? My cat wants it, apparently. That's Theon. And as much as it sounds like it, no, I don't watch Game of Thrones. No, I don't hate it. Get your tail out of the way. I don't hate Game of Thrones, I just never have gotten around to watching it. I have watched a little bit of it. I've watched a few episodes. And I can tell it is something that I would like to watch, but I just really haven't gotten around to doing it yet. Really, I don't know what to talk about. Anime. I like anime games. Maybe I should play like a 20 question or something. Whoever watches this, comment in the description, or comment in the description. Way to go, Marcy. Comment in the comment section, obviously. And that was my cat, sorry. He doesn't know how to control his tail. It just sticks up straight. Leave a comment below. There we go. That's the wording. And just ask a question. Play 20 questions or however fucking many questions this video gets. And I'll answer them. So, who's excited for Halloween? I don't know what I'm going for this year yet, but I don't even know if I'm going this year. I know people will be like, oh, you're too old to trick-or-treat. But really, I believe you're never too old to trick-or-treat. I mean, free candy. Come on, who can pass up free candy? I went last year for like half an hour, so I didn't really get much. Plus, there's only forgive me again. There's only certain candies I actually really like eating, so I'll pick all of those out. Eat those instead. Cat, seriously. Great start to my YouTube video. Having my cat knock my freaking drink over constantly. And my cat will get it. Yes. If anyone didn't notice. Leon. If anyone did notice, yes, it is free. I am drinking out of a free mug. My life pretty much revolves around anime, essentially. Free being one of like my favorites. Not my absolute favorite, but very on the favorite list for sure. Oh, right. I was gonna bring this up. Now, this is a serious recommendation, honest to God. If anyone, whoever has seen the Scream series, the movie, sorry, with Ghostface and whatnot, I highly, 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 highly recommend watching the Scream TV series. As much I know some people, even I was skeptical in the beginning. I was like, a Scream TV series, really. But I was excited. But then I noticed that they changed the mask, and I was like, well, what the hell? This is not the same. I mean, obviously, I guess they couldn't get the original mask used in the movies or something, but I was skeptical at first because I wasn't sure if it was gonna look good. I wasn't sure if it was gonna play good. And forgive me for all this coughing too. My freaking throat is dying currently. But yeah, I was totally skeptical in the beginning because I was like, well, this isn't what I grew up with. I've been watching Scream since I was a kid. Don't ask why I was watching a slasher movie since I was a child, but I was totally unsure. But you know, I'm open to pretty much anything, so of course I'm gonna watch it anyway. And oh my lord, I fell in love with it. Honest to God, it was amazing. It was honest to God amazing. Sorry, I keep fiddling with the camera because it's not straight. It was so good. Honestly, I am a huge fan of Scream, but I can honestly say that the TV series was way better. Not way better, but like it's on a different level completely than the movies. It has more of a realistic feel to it, whereas the movies feel like movies. The TV series actually feels like you're there. It's more immersive. And I think, I guess that's the point of it, I guess, but I don't know. It has such a low view rating, I think, right now. I'm not being paid to go and review Scream. I'm doing this honestly just to fill the awkward silence. Usually once I get on a topic, I can go for hours, but yeah, no, it's honestly really good, and I'm completely obsessed with it. I've watched season 1. I've watched both seasons like 5 times now, and there is a Halloween, a 2-hour Halloween special coming up on October 18th that I will most definitely be watching. But honestly, if you love the Scream movies as much as I did, I guarantee you will like the series. And honestly, forget my language, with the second season finale, fuck me up. It's seriously, it's mind fucking, seriously. It really fucks your mind up who the killer was in the second season. I'm not gonna tell you who it was, but to those who have watched it, you already know. But no, I'm usually, there'll be some games or TV shows or movies that the critics will be like, oh, this is such a shitty movie, but it's like, I believe, I know they're there for a reason, but I feel like take their opinions into consideration, but also see it or play it or whatever, read it yourself, because your opinion might differ from theirs. Afterwards, your opinion might match theirs. You don't know, but you're not gonna know until you actually do it yourself. You can't look at something and be like, oh, that has a shitty rating, I'm not gonna read it or watch it or whatever. But it's like, I'm a very open person. I'm not really judgy. Like, for instance, Aliens Colonial Marines, that video game that came out a few years ago, apparently was super shitty. But it's like, I played it and I'm like, honestly, I liked it. It's not a game I'd play over and over again, but I liked it. It wasn't bad. But again, that's just me, because I am a huge Aliens fan. I've been watching Aliens since I was, well, not watching, but I remember seeing it when I was younger. And again, don't ask me what the fuck I'm watching Aliens movies when I was a kid. And honestly, I wish they'd come out with more movies. Prometheus, it was okay. The alien at the end, I don't know, it doesn't feel right. But I'm still gonna watch the second Prometheus movie whenever it comes out, which I think it comes out in 2017. But yeah. Right, back to Scream, sorry. I totally started that topic for a certain reason. I got distracted anyway. Yes. I have a mask. It's kind of flimsy. I just bought it at a Halloween store early. I was searching every Halloween store like every week in this town. And I could not find it. I wanted it, but I couldn't find it. It was only like $15. But I'm kind of new to this city. I moved out of this small. I'm basically a small town girl. I was a country girl turned small town girl, and then I moved to the biggest city in the province. And yes, I live in Canada. Um, but yeah, there's 3 or 4 Halloween stores in here. I think the small town I came from usually like it's like one Halloween store. But to give you an idea of how small the town I came from, it took me 8 minutes to drive from one end of the town to the other. That's literally how small it was. It's pretty bad. I've lived there all my life, and don't get me wrong, it's my home, but it's still kind of a shitty little town. But yeah, I was looking at there. I found one on eBay that's actually, I think somebody made it, but it's like $80. I think that one day I'll probably buy it. But no, I'm seriously. I don't know why. I get really, really, really into shows that I really like, or movies, or anime. I will like get so invested. That's the word. Invested in a show or a book, or well, I actually don't really read that much. I will really get into like invested in that shit, where it's like, yeah, he broke my pencil. But now I did buy something. I kind of splurged on it when I probably shouldn't have splurged on it. But I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I was kind of excited when I got it. Now I don't want to cut myself. I'm gonna cut myself. Yeah, this is as real as it looks, and it's very sharp. That's hence the fucking leather case. But this is a buck $1.19. I originally wanted to get the 120, which is actually a bit longer than this one. But I think I was researching it one day. I think they used the 120 in the movies, which is why I wanted to get it. But after watching this TV series again, it looked, the way the knife looked in their hands, it looked smaller. So I'm like, well, they must use 119 because apparently it's actually really hard to get a 120 nowadays. I was researching the knife one day, and they said that they used to use the 120 for hunting, but I guess hunters started complaining about the fact that it was too long, it was too inconvenient for hunting and all this shit, so they made the 119, which I got. And I mean, last time I lived in this city when I was like 13, I got stock, so I mean, it's for protective uses. Obviously, I don't really, I mean, I take it out of the sheath at home because I like looking at it. I don't know, that sounds so fucking lame, but no, really. I'm not gonna go on some fucking killing spree. Thanks. I plan on building a future for myself, and that does not include going to jail. Oh. How about Harry Potter? Like I said, like I was gonna say, like I said a while ago, more like a few minutes ago. I'm not much of a book reader. I think simply because it's not that I don't like reading books. I feel like books take longer to read sometimes, and I think it's just simply because it takes you. I could take that time, that whatever, a month reading that book, and invest it into watching like 10 movies or 10 TV series or animes or whatever. All that, and I have such a fucking excuse my English. I have such a horrible attention span too that it sometimes hard to keep me reading a book. Like, I'm a writer. Like, I'm not like a fucking high class novelist or some shit. I just right now I'm just really reading fan fictions. I got ears. No, I just read I read fan fictions while I write fan fiction right now. My fan fiction username is Nekomachi, Nekomachi, double I at the end. I've written stories for Pandora Hearts, which are actually very old, so please don't judge my writing on those. Those I wrote back in like 2008. My most recent ones were a couple Hobbit stories, I've been writing a fan fiction based on the Five Nights at Freddy's characters, but I'm basing them off of human characters, which I do not take credit for. I have pictures saved of them, but her artist name is Pole Bear, like polar bear, but just Pole Bear. She's actually really good. I think she stopped drawing them because somebody was stealing her art all the time, and it made me kind of sad because I'm like, I really enjoyed her drawings. Like, I found her randomly on the internet one day, and I was like, yes, I love these. And then it sparked an idea, and the story is a little iffy because I'm not really much of an architect. I usually need something to build up from. That's why I pretty much just write fan fiction right now, because I can just stick a character into a series and write it out like that. It's kind of how my Hobbit story is going, honestly. I am terrible. I have not written it in like a year. That story is literally like a chapter and an epilogue away from finishing, and I haven't updated it in like a year. And I'm so sorry to anybody that might read it or will read it. And I promise I will finish it. I know that feeling when you're reading something and it's really great, and you get to it and it's like, it's not finished yet, and it hasn't been updated in forever, and you feel like it's never going to get finished, and I don't want to be that person. I've just had so much shit going on in my life that it's just hard to sit down and concentrate on writing. Like, I do have the last chapter started, and I already have the epilogue finished, I'm pretty sure. It's just a matter of sitting down and actually doing it, and I really need to do that, because it's literally a chapter. It's because the battle, if anyone's watched the Hobbit movies, I'm on literally pretty much starting the battle at the end of the last movie, and I am really bad at describing fight scenes, so that's why I've put it off for so long. Excuse me. But I think I'm just gonna go for it and just apologize in the author's notes and be like, I'm sorry if this is shitty. I'm really bad at writing fight scenes. But since I moved to this city, have been trying to look for like writing clubs and such. And honestly, I've never even gone to writing classes. I've been writing since I was like 16. And then I think I finished 1 or 2 stories when I was 16. But then it got deleted, and I think I just got really discouraged. I just had writer's block for like, no joke, 8 years at least. I think it was the summer of 2013. It kind of just hit me, and I kid you not, I could not sleep for like a week, because every time I laid down, I had all these ideas of what I wanted to write, and it was just like, holy shit. Alright, let's talk about Harry Potter, sorry. Yeah, I have a short attention span, so if I get talking on another topic, I'll keep rambling on about God knows what anymore. I am a Slytherin. I mean, hence, you can kind of tell with the glasses. Actually, kind of. I mean, you can't tell with the glasses, but I kind of base my glasses off them. They have, like, this little snake thing at the side. Harry Potter was the first book series I actually read. I'd pretty much never really read a book before that. And actually, I'm proud to say it, but I watched it, or read it before I watched the movies. Whereas nowadays, I'm too fucking lazy to read a book, so I'll just watch the movies, because it's easier. Honestly, I think a few books had been out by that time. By the time I actually started reading it. I can't remember what year it was. I think the movies actually came out, or a movie or two at least had been out by the time I read the books. But my grandma had gotten me the Chamber of Secrets and the Philosopher's Stones, in backwards order, obviously. My neighbor had borrowed the books, and I went back to get them from her one day, and I remember just walking down the sidewalk as a little kid and just looking at the book and kind of be like, this is interesting, I kind of want to read this. So I started reading and went from there. And then I discovered Pottermore, and honestly, I will admit that when I was a kid, I wanted to be in Slytherin simply for the fact that the Draco was in the freaking Slytherin, because, Draco, typical girl, right? But the more I think, I don't know, not the more I think about it, the more, I guess the more you think about it, I'm like looking at the traits and shit. Even some of my friends are like, yeah, you're definitely a Slytherin, because they're like, cunning, not so much cunning, but like, trying to remember the traits. It was something anyway. There was a few traits that I actually did like, and honestly, I feel like a lot of people are always like, "Ew, Slytherins, you're evil," and it's like, I feel like you shouldn't judge a house based on the shitty wizards that's coming out of it, like Draco and Voldemort and all this shit. What about all these other random students, background students that are there, and they just get judged because other, I don't know. Anyway. I'm not like a person that's like Slytherin or nothing. Like, my best friend is Ravenclaw. I was actually researching it one day, and it's like friendships between Slytherin and Ravenclaw. Like, it actually kind of makes sense. It fits somehow. But exciting. The whole reason I got on this topic is I got to meet Tom Felton a couple weeks ago, and honestly, it was the best experience. It was, oh my god. I dreamed of that day for years, and I'm the type of person that will be like, oh, that's way too out of my freaking reach. It's never gonna happen, kind of thing. So of course I'm gonna believe it's never gonna happen. And last year I wanted to go to the Toronto Expo because there's a bunch of Harry Potter actors going there. Like, there was Ginny and Draco, and I don't freaking know I can't remember their actor names. I know the twins were there. I can't remember if Emma was gonna be there or not. Neville, maybe? I can't. Anyway, I wanted to go to that, but of course, by the time I found out that Tom was even gonna be there, it was like 2 months before the expo, and I had no way of getting 2 provinces across. No job. So I'm like, well, fuck, that sucks. And then lo and behold, I'm scrolling through Facebook one day, and there's this new expo that came to town. And next thing I know, Tom Felton. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh my god, I need to go. So I went, I ordered, oh god, the photos were so freaking expensive, but so worth it. Even though I looked like a complete fucking derp in the picture. Excuse me. It was honestly really fucking cool. And, oh, excuse me. Usually I'm a very shy person. Excuse me. And very awkward, and there'll be things I want to say, but that I'm just too scared to say. Oh my god, I got the hiccups now. Excuse me. Someone make a remix out of this. Sorry. Wow. I'm sorry. So I got up to the microphone. Like, there's microphone situated on either side of the room. And people were lining up, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. Like, I ran out to go to the bathroom real quick, and I came back, and I almost didn't get let back in because they were like, oh, were you here before? I'm like, yeah, I just went to the bathroom, and they let me in. So I lined up behind the microphone. There was like, I think there was like 2 people ahead of me, and there was 5 minutes left until the panel was gonna be over. And I'm like, fuck, I'm not gonna make it. And luckily, I don't know what kind of God was shining down on me that day, but luckily I managed to make it. I think it was me, and then someone else asked the question, and that was it. Or 2 other after me, I can't remember. But I got to the microphone, and I was like, oh, I found out that his birthday was coming up later on that week. Like, I think it was a Sunday, and then his birthday was on Friday that week. And I got up there, and honest to God, I don't even remember what I said. I completely just blanked out because I was so nervous. There's something along the lines like, well, I don't actually have a question today, but I just wanted to say that you're freaking awesome and I love you. And he's like, yeah. And then I went on to say it, and I'm like, and I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday since it's coming up right away. And he's like, oh, I really appreciate that. And I was so blown away that I was able to actually do that, and it felt so good. And to people out there with anxiety and all this social awkwardness and all this shit, and it's like, I've grown up with that, but that day really proved to me that it's like, everyone that's there, they're not going to judge you for what you say, especially if you're like a convention or an anime con or an expo or something like that. It's like, people aren't going to judge you. They're there for the same reason that you're there. If you want to go say something to your favorite actor, you go say that. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but honestly, when are you ever going to get another chance? You might not ever get another chance. You might get another chance next year or something, but you don't know that. Take the chance when it's given to you. And it's like, this is coming from someone that has convinced herself that all of this shit is so freaking out of reach because of how how shitty my life's been. How, like, I'm not poor, but I'm, like, pretty broke ass. And, you can do it if you put your mind to it. Like, some things may take time. Like, if you really want to go to an expo that someone's going to be there, try to research where they're going to be at and then plan your thing from there. But if you're there, just go for the gold, basically. And I don't want to sound like I'm nagging or whatever the frick you want to call it, but it's just, it makes you feel so much better about yourself when you're actually able to get up there and do and say what you want to say, because since that day, I feel like my confidence has gone up. Not a whole lot, but enough that can make me feel like better about myself. And I noticed a lot of times too, it's like people may go to like the mall or something, or somewhere, to a bar maybe, and they'll get self-conscious thinking everybody's watching them or judging them. And I thought about this the other day. I'm like, think about yourself when you're walking down the sidewalk or walking through a mall or at a bar or something. You barely even notice who you're walking by. They pass you by without even a thought. You probably pass 50 people without even realizing how many people you pass. It's like, the same goes for them. It's like, they're probably just doing the same thing you are. They may give you like a sideways glance, but it's not like they're gonna look at you and be like, what the hell is she wearing? Or why the hell does he look like a hobo or something like that? And it's like, your mind overthinks things when it comes to that stuff. And it's like, just look at the way you act when you walk downtown. You pay no attention to whoever you pass. They're pretty much doing the same thing. And I honestly just realized this the other day, because I'm the type of person that worried. Like, I did that earlier today when I was biking down to the mall. I had to stop on the sidewalk to take a drink of water, and I'm standing there, the cars are passing me by, and I'm standing there, I'm like, this is so fucking awkward. I'm like, everybody's staring at me. And then I stopped, I'm like, think about when you're driving a car. You're focusing on the road and focusing on your destination and driving. You're not gonna like stare at somebody that you pass by on the street. You barely even acknowledge it. Same idea. And it's like, realizing these things is so freaking liberating. Honestly, it really is. And I've been talking for almost half an hour, and I could still go on for hours. But I am probably going to cut off soon, because I've been talking for half an hour, like I said. And I think this went pretty well. Anyway, I don't know, like I said in the beginning of the video, leave questions down in the comments, and I will answer them. I will answer any question, honestly. You can give me a freaking perverted question, and I will tell you. I mean, I want to say I may not be able to answer everyone, but then again, I have like 4 freaking subscribers, so I mean, to anybody that may stumble upon this video and see the beginning of it even, leave your comment in the description. Leave your comment in the comment section. Obviously, comment down below. There we go. That's how people do it. Comment down below your question. Yeah. Played 20 questions, basically. Give me a topic to talk about in the next video. Give me something to talk about. Because like I said, if I am left alone to ramble on like this is basically what comes out. Usually I need a topic to talk about. But yeah, I hope y'all have a good day. That was lame as fuck. I wish I hadn't done that, and I'm horrible at editing videos, so this is going in. Anyway, have a good day, and I hope to hear your questions soon. Bye! Not that my thing wants to work, apparently. I have like a a selfie. It's called a selfie shutter. I got it from Dollarama. It's like this little thing that you can, so you don't have to actually reach out and close shit. But apparently it's not working because the video's not cutting off. Anyway,